A multimeter is a handheld device used for diagnosing problems in electrical components. Multimeters are one of the most common tools you will use in HVAC and electrical. A multimeter can be used to measure AC and DC voltage, AC and DC current, resistance, continuity, capacitance, and some of them even measure temperature. There are two types of multimeters that we're going to cover: digital multimeters and clamp multimeters. Before digital multimeters, we had to carry a tool for every measurement. There would be a tool for measuring voltage, another one for current, another one for resistance, etc. Digital multimeters combine all of these tools into one instrument. Digital multimeters have a dial that determines where you are measuring, a display that shows the measurement results, and ports for connecting accessories. We'll go over the accessories in another video. Clamp multimeter is a digital multimeter with a digital current sensor. The current sensor sends into red claws at the top of the meter. See the picture here? The clamp meter can perform all of the same measurements as a digital multimeter. Clamp meters have several advantages over digital multimeters. When you are measuring current, clamp multimeters are much safer to use and can measure higher amounts of current than digital multimeters. Some clamp meters can measure up to 2,500 amps of current. Most digital meters can only read 10 amps. Okay, so what happens if we're measuring more current than our multimeter can handle? Normally, measuring too high of current would destroy the multimeter or shock us. Fortunately, they have fuses in them to protect it from overload, protect your device, and protect you. A fuse is found in almost every electronic you interact with. A fuse is a device designed to protect the electrical equipment from surges in current and voltage. Most multimeters come with a fuse built into the meter. When the multimeter experiences too much current or voltage, a wire in the fuse melts. When the wire melts, the circuit within the multimeter is interrupted. The broken circuit prevents more current or voltage from flowing into the meter. A fuse with a melted wire is called a blown fuse. Fuses can only be used once. After the wire melts, your multimeter will not function properly. You must replace the fuse before using the meter again. Every multimeter has 3 ratings that differentiate the quality of the meters. The 3 ratings are range, resolution, and accuracy. The range rating tells us the minimum and the maximum values the multimeter can measure. You must have a multimeter that can measure the range of the equipment you are working on. Your multimeter will display an OL if we measure a component above this range. For example, we have a meter with a range of 1 amp to 10 amps. If we measure equipment with 15 amps of current, we will blow the fuse on our meter, or we could get injured. If we measure equipment that is 0.05 amps of current, our meter will not be able to read it, and the value will not be displayed as it is below the meter's range. A multimeter's resolution tells us how many decimal points the meter can display. The more decimal points, the more accurate the measurement will be. If we need very precise measurements, then a multimeter with a high resolution will be very important. Resolution is measured in counts. A count specifies the number of decimal places the meter can display and at what point the meter will become less precise. Once the measurement goes over the count limit, the measurement will lose a decimal place and become less precise. A multimeter's accuracy determines how close to the real value the meter can measure. Accuracy is usually described in terms of plus or minus sign and a percentage sign. Based on the accuracy rating, the meter will be over or under the real value by the accuracy percentage. For example, we have a multimeter rated at a 5% accuracy. We want to measure the voltage of a 100-volt wire. 5% of 100 volts is 5 volts. Our meter can display any value between 100 plus 5, and 100 minus 5. When we're measuring 100-volt wire, our meter will display a number between 95 and 105. So a quick recap. A multimeter can be used to take a variety of measurements. There are two types of multimeters, digital multimeters and clamp multimeters. Clamp multimeters are safer and better for measuring current than a digital multimeter. A multimeter's range determines the largest and smallest value the multimeter can measure. Resolution determines the number of decimal places the meter can display, and accuracy determines how close to the measurement will be to the real value.